All right. So growth mindset is our next friend for today. We're going to go again a little bit fast paced in this session. I do apologize, but it is already 2 o'clock, and this is almost like an hour long, depending on how much it will take us here. Overall, does anybody know what growth mindset is, more or less?
Would growth mindset be like, would it be your preparedness for the future, as in you have a plan and you know what to do to get there, rather than just like being fixed in one spot at your job, possibly?
I'd say also growth mindset would be like open-mindedness and willing to get feedback and criticism, constructive criticism, willing to learn more, expand your mind.
So, real good, yeah. So we're gonna be able, hopefully, by the end of this, learn to define what exactly growth mindset is. Explain the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A growth mindset, as one of you just stated, is a person that is willing to learn and take on new challenges, right? So a person who says an old dog cannot be taught new tricks, that obviously is a person who believes in fixed mindset. Growth mindset is the belief that intelligence is not fixed. So that you can technically take on as being the dictionary term of what growth mindset means. Intelligence is not fixed. My brain changes and grows more you use it. Would anybody agree with that one?
Yeah.
You use the brain, the more it grows, right? I can learn, improve time with hard work. If we just think that kind of just lumbering around through life is going to work or on our career, it's not going to really work. I'm going to read a few examples here, and then basically there is no right or wrong answer for this. Let me see if I think I could do a poll. That's too long. So anyways, I'll just read the actual thing here, and then we'll do the thing as we did before. Basically, thumbs up. I want to make sure everybody doesn't try to, although you have a recording of this, just to play along. If you could just kind of close your eyes, and I'll take note here of the thumbs up and down. If thumbs up, obviously, if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree with my statement. Okay? Everyone can learn new things, either thumb up or thumb down. Everyone can learn new things. If someone practices a lot and works really hard, they can become expert at almost anything. It is possible to change how smart you are. Our intelligence is one of our fixed characteristics. It does not change. Some people are born smarter than others. This does not change. Cool. So as you can see, the more thick-headed, as some people like to call it, we are, the more likely that yes, we will not succeed. But the more we have a growth mindset, the more likely we will be able to succeed, is what we're trying to say overall. Now, how does the brain work? Scientifically, it's mumbo jumbo, if you want to put it any other which way. It has a whole bunch of electrical currents in there, 100 billion brain cells, unless if you burned them somewhere. These brain cells are called neurons, and they basically are connected with each other. Each brain in the cell is connected up to 1 million other cells. That's how small these things are in there. New connections are constantly being made as long as you are learning and trying new things. The more you learn, the more connection, the more your brain is actually gets healthier. So over the next few minutes, we are going to be defining what growth mindset is. And before that, we have to understand how it overall works. Obviously, the learning objectives we had in the beginning, we're not in the class. So let's see who could help us out here. We have LG. You can help us out with this slide.
Yes. What is happening inside of our brain? The brain then turns those signals into thoughts or actions. When we practice something, we are making the same connection over and over. When we practice again and again, the connection between those neurons becomes stronger. When the connections between your neurons get stronger, the activity is easier for you to do.
Thank you. Pretty sure majority of you, when you were learning how to read, be whatever language it was, your first language, wasn't it hard at first to read any word compared to right now, as LG did? She read these things without trying to decipher that the TH is th, compared to before, it was like the brain. Then, you know, you had to think about it. Now, you already, even sometimes the word could be misspelled, and they've even proven a fact that you could purposely misspell or even rearrange the word, the letters inside a word, and the person will actually read the sentence correctly. Because their brain is so used to seeing these words. And as long as the first letter and the last letter is correct, it kind of just skips over the word and assumes that that's the correct word. Amazing what your brain can do.
Also, math problems can be another way.
Correct. If you guys actually took your flashcards correctly, or when you were small, 2 plus 4 was easy. And believe it or not, there is still people who are in college and are able to tell you what 12 times 11 is without having to think about it. So it's depending how much you use it and how much you were willing to spend to learn it. Because if you don't learn it and you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So that's the two things that are there, because there's other people that, as I did, I learned Italian when I was in high school. And I could probably, if they speak slow enough, understand them more or less. But I can't really speak a dime, except for say, io sono un poco ritardati. And if anybody knows what that means, that's not anything good. Just call myself a little bit retarded. But basically, if we don't use it, even though we learn it, it will escape us. All right. This activity is called ball toss, but in ball toss is going to be a little bit different. In this case, we're going to try to do it in alphabetical order. So in alphabetical order, with the last name first and the first name with the thumbs up, you're going to pretend like if you're catching the ball. I currently have the ball if you believe your last name is first and your first name, if we have somebody has the same last name as somebody else, and if your first name happens to, sorry, your last name happens to match them, then obviously go by your first name. So who has a last name of an A? So you should be, okay, so there's two A's. So LG and Lazaro, who, LG, can you tell us your last name?
Adrian.
AD, right? And Lazaro is AL. So from you two, can you guys, one of you two, tell me who should go first, AD or AL?
AD.
So go ahead. So raise your hand by putting the little thumbs up on the application as a reaction. As you're taking the ball from me, I'm going to throw it at you. Go ahead now. Lazaro, you should be able now to click on yours for thumb up, like if you're going to be receiving the ball. Right? So who's next? Bees. Any bees out there? No last name Bees? I'm a last name C, but I'm not playing. Any other last name C's? Last name D's.
Me right here.
Last name D.
All right. Dacal and Davila, who should go first? DAC or DAV?
I can go first.
You can or you should? Which of the two?
Should.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and hit the application thumbs up, and then so Davila can hit his right after. All right. Now we went from D. Next letter is E. Last name E. Is there anybody with a last name E? Last name F. We have Justin, Christine, and Julie. So from you three, anybody else have a last name F? No? So who would be first? Justin, what's your last name?
Feliciano.
Feliciano. So his
So
F-E-L.
F-E.
Oh, so out of F-E-L and F-E-S, who should go first?
Justin should go first.
All right, so go ahead, Justin, hit the button. Then Christina, right? You can hit the button. And now Julie's, your F-R-A, if you could hit the button. Julie? Okay. The ball just dropped. We can go on to the next person. Last name G. H. I. J. K. L. All right. So we have DeAndre and Alexa. DeAndre, what's your last name fully?
It's L-O.
L-O. Okay, L-O what? Because she's also L-O.
U-I.
Okay, so L-O-V or L-O-U? Which one should go first?
Me.
Okay, so go ahead and click it. And then DeAndre, if you can hit a thumbs up. So after last name L, we have last name M. Anybody with last name M? All right, Ahmad. So he just caught the ball. Last name N. O. All right. P-Q-R-S-T-U-N-V.
S.
All right, S and then V.
Yeah.
All right, so we got, I think, to the end of the line. So if we could just do this one more time, whoever was first, go ahead and on the application, hit them first. Hopefully you guys remembered what order you were. All right, who's after LG? All right, who should get it after Lazaro? That would be Brown. Okay. Then it was last name C, which was me, but it's not me. So D, who's the first one of all of these?
Neo.
Pablo.
That's
Yeah.
correct. Next one. All right. Who got it after Pablo? Who's supposed to get it? All right, Johnson. Thank you. Thank you. Who gets it after Christina? The F is gone. So pretend the other F went. So then we got G, H, I, J, K. Nobody remembers who they went after? L.
Dion, you should go first. I just realized.
Okay. Leandri, you're first. You're before her, so just thank you. Go ahead, Alexa. M, O's, P's, Q, R, S. Anybody last name S? Going once? Going twice? Welcome back. You and me. But as you can tell, at least the first time, I mean, I can go through it a third time and then we'll notice that it gets easier and easier because we start remembering where we are in line and we're expecting it to happen because our brain starts noticing this pattern. Pretty sure you gamers or anybody that played a video game or done certain activities, the more you've done it, the better and higher your score are, the better or easier you get in on those combos. Even typing itself, the more you type and the more you do it correctly, the better and the faster you get into it. Thank you for participating on that little activity. So, give me a second. The activity that we're doing here, we're just gonna say it out loud. There's no read. If you want to put it in your notes, go ahead and put in your notes. We just mainly just try to say it out loud. Okay. We'll take turns here. So, Carlos, if you can help me with this first sentence from what we're learning from growth mindset, how can I rephrase that or rewrite it in a positive way so that it doesn't say, I am not good at this? Still saying what you're saying, but saying it in more.
So it's just rephrasing, I'm not good at this?
Exactly.
Okay, I guess it's just use a synonym for it. I'm horrible at this, I guess.
No, we're thinking in a growth mindset, not fixed mindset.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
We're trying to be positive about the situation.
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay. I'm good at this. Just the opposite, I guess.
Well, you're still going to think good at it, right? So I am not good at it, right? But can you tell me how I might rewrite that? Still saying more or less that I'm not good at it, but in a different.
I can be good at this.
There we go, right? I can be good at this, right? You're not saying that you are, but you say, I can be good at this if I work harder on it.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Makes sense? Thank you. Thank you for that help. Jordan, I give up.
I'll try this again later.
Yeah, This is very yes, I did. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is very difficult. Levi. Levi. DeAndre. Can you help me out with that one? This is very difficult.
This is very challenging.
This is very challenging, and I'm pretty sure if I work at it, I should be able to understand it, right? So just saying that it's just challenging. That was awesome, right? You can see all these things that we might have looked at before. If we try to look at it in a more positive manner on how we could actually grow from these experiences, even if the experience is at this given time a negative one, it can be rearranged. Here goes some of the ideas of what they're saying. What do I need to do to get to be good at this, right? And I think somebody said I can be good at this, right? I give up. I will use these strategies I have learned to achieve this. So there's always how you say another ways to rephrase and try to twist it so that from there we always can learn from whatever it is. If not, we will be stuck. We will be giving up, and then it will be always difficult. So if we say that we're bad at public speaking and we don't actually practice either in front of a mirror or other people, and go ahead. If we fail, it's never a problem to fail at first. It's obviously the more we try and actually practice something, the better we get at it. So we'll never learn anything if we don't at least fail the first attempt. Usually, I'm pretty sure nobody was hitting out a home run or making the three-point shot. I don't know, catching that touchdown or whatever some of you people want to do. Maybe some of you like sewing. I don't know, making a kite, building a plane. I have no idea. All of that wasn't easy at first. Whatever you did and repeated it and actually enjoyed, that actually got fixed in there, and your mind grew from the repetitive and using over and over that trait. So, Teresa, can you tell me why is it important to have a growth mindset?
Repeat the question again.
Can you tell me why is it important to have a growth mindset?
I feel like it's important because if you're trying to accelerate, especially if you're in the workforce and you're trying to accelerate, it'll be beneficial for you to have a growth mindset because, of course, if you're trying to, grow within a company, how can you grow within a company if you don't have a growth mindset? You have to want to be able to push yourself to the limit. Gain more knowledge as you can. Don't try to discourage yourself because, if you don't want growth, you're going to always stay in the low position that you're in. And that's not just with working, but with anything.
Thank you. Carlos, what are the consequences of having a fixed mindset?
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Basically, you become stagnant. You don't develop or cultivate your qualities, and you just stay in the same level as you are in.
Correct, yeah. Lázaro, think of a time when you expected a growth mindset in learning something new. How did it take you to learn the new skill? Think of a time.
I can think of a recent one. I was very stuck with networking, and I just had to be more diverse in how I was getting the information. So I did more videos, textbook, and different professors, and asked other professors as well.
Thank you. Justin, how can developing a growth mindset support you in your career?
Having a growth mindset in your career allows you to, or at least it gives you the encouragement and the desire to move forward in your field, maybe apply for that next position. You have a desire to move forward and grow.
Thank you. Okay. Christina. Think of a time when you demonstrated a growth mindset while confronting a challenge. How did you do it?
Um, I would say when I first was trying to learn how to mountain bike, I was scared to fall and I needed more experience. And just by doing it more, I got more comfortable and now I'm better at it because I did push myself.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Paulo, how can you hold yourself accountable to more consistently exhibiting a growth mindset moving forward?
Asking the right questions and also mm, just wanting, like knowing you want to grow as a person and just
Yeah.
looking for outlets, books and other things, resources, people.
Yes, definitely. Uh, Wanting to learn and grow is a key into this, right? Thank you. Thank you very much, both of you. So the goal of this activity that we're going to be looking at is to create a plan in order to confront a challenge with growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. I'm going to be, I think we still have enough time. I'm going to be splitting out to your groups. So your group leaders from your three groups will be meeting you guys in there and basically just going over the activity itself. There's no major thing here to fill out. It's more of trying to play the little game. We're going to have about 10 minutes to review it. And so basically, you're just going to make a little strategic plan and obviously using something not good right now at. And as you see on the bottom, I'm discouraged with my personal finances. And then on the top, you have the three. I play piano well. I'm a good cook. I have a satisfying job. Now, from when you fill out this little box, you could do it in a piece of paper or anywhere. You're going to brainstorm the steps you took to become good in those three activities that you can apply to this fourth activity. Obviously, this is just something so that we can see how even things that have nothing to do with each other, sometimes the activities and the way we confronted these activities that were easy to us can be applied to that activity that we are having a challenge with. Questions or doubts? All right. So, number one, who's breakout room one leader?
Break one's last total is going to include Julie, Ahman, Carlos, and LJ.
Ahmad, Carlos, LJ, Julie, and Lázaro, right? Correct?
Correct.
All right, thank you. Breakout room two.
So it's Daniel, Christine, Jordan, Alexa, and Pablo.
Thank you. And breakout room number four leader.
That would be me, and I have Levi, Teresa, and DeAndre.
All right. So I'll be there in a minute as always to go and see what you guys in case you have any other questions or doubts. Once again, this can be done in a notepad or Word, however you want. It's just a reflection and to think about those four things. Three that you're good and one thing you're not. Thank you. Welcome back. Can anybody, just one person, let's see, Justin, can you share out your 3 good things and your one that you believe your weakness is, and what you were able to accomplish with those?
For me,
Mhm.
I put the 3 things I'm good at are cooking, playing card games, and playing video games. Um, I got good at these simply by repetition and practice.
Okay.
The one thing that I would like to improve at is speaking in large groups and in public. And like the others, repetition and practice would actually help this.
Thank you. So I'm pretty sure, more or less, you guys, when you're sharing in there, you kind of notice a trait between the 3 that you did, and that could most likely, even though you're not good at one thing right now, if you apply this to the trait that you're having issues with, a 9 out of 9, you usually get it. I got you there. You thought I was going to say 10. So anyways, any doubts in reference to growth mindset, or still don't understand what growth mindset overall is compared to fixed mindset from anyone? No? All right. So I'm going to, again, ask these statements. Basically, if you can kind of tell me from the statements that I'm reading, I'm going to put you all here back onto the screen. And again, with the reaction of thumb up would be that it is good. In other words, that it is growth mindset. And then the other reaction is wave with the little thing if we believe that is fixed mindset. I'm going to read the sentence and then just basically give me your reactions of your thumbs up for growth and waving the little hand on the application for fixed. Everyone can learn new things. Is that growth, or it is fixed? Okay.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I kind of lost some
Everyone,
connection.
yeah, everyone can learn new things. Would that be growth mindset, or would it be fixed mindset? Okay. Our intelligence is one of our fixed traits. It does not change. Okay.
Fixed.
Some people are born smarter than others. This does not change. We can learn new things, but we cannot change how smart we are. Yeah. So that's one, as you notice, when we first saw it in the beginning of this lesson, or heard it in the beginning of this lesson, we kind of might have just not figured out exactly what it is or not. But obviously, if we notice the way we're speaking and the way we're doing things, there's a lot of people. I still remember, especially in Spanish, people like to speak negative, or don't do this, don't do that. That was so confusing to me in the English language, when the teacher says ain't a word, or ain't isn't a word, and I'm like, okay, just then tell me which is the right contraction instead of teaching me what's incorrect. Do you mind teaching me what is correct? That was frustrating for me when I was. I'm a very logical thinker, so telling me what's wrong doesn't really help me. Usually, telling me what's the correct thing, that'll usually get you somewhere. Because just telling me it's wrong and not telling me what's the right one, or where to go, doesn't help, does it? No guidance. Any questions or doubts so far before we finish up for the day? We're pretty much finishing up. Hopefully we should be able to define growth mindset, right? And we should be able to define what and differentiate between fixed and growth mindset. DeAndre, can you give me a small sentence or an example, more or less, what is growth mindset? DeAndre, did I lose you all?
I hear you.
Okay.
I'm not sure everybody else can.
I can hear you.
I hear you as
Yes, I can hear
There
you.
you go. Yeah, you were muted. DeAndre, it was for you actually.
I can hear
You said to define.
Yeah, if you can give me like a sentence or more or less what you believe growth mindset is, then or even a sentence. Use a sentence that proves what growth mindset is, kind of.
Growth mindset is basically setting smart goals for yourself in the future so you can keep track of what's going on, and if the goal is like realistic and attainable, and you
That
could also
that yes, that sounds but that sounds very close to future orientation. But
wait, growth mindset.
growth
Growth
mindset
mindset
is
is
applied to it though.
yeah. I got to mix up, but
It's not a
basically
big
it's growth mindset is being able to like always look at it at every day as like a learning opportunity.
exactly. Knowing that although something may be difficult right now for you, but with repetition, as somebody said earlier, and actual hard work and using what you've learned, because if we don't use what we learn, it will escape us once again. And then a fixed mindset, obviously, that's only turning downhill. And another way people have a fixed mindset, you'll be surprised, and I'm pretty sure you've heard it. And then one terminology is that's not my job. That usually will basically close a lot of doors if you say that's not your job in a lot of places, especially in the tech world, because sometimes they give you the opportunity to lead projects and be a lead of something. So even though you are just a technician and they're asking you to lead a project as supervise a project, you should always take it as a learning experience, whatever they're giving you. And obviously, because then if you're able to do that and learn from those new things, you then the doors should be open when it comes to the next opportunity, become a specialist, third level support, or a supervisor of an area. They're going to say, oh yeah, well, Jordan's always up for it, and he's willing to take on new challenges, compared to, I'm just going to use a name that's not here, Mike, who says always no. Any questions, doubts? That can't be done, and we're not going to do that. There's no question. So hopefully, like I said, we should be able to define growth mindset, explain the difference between having a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, and explain how your brain grows and gets stronger the more you use it. Any questions or doubts?